I have very frequent discussions and interactions with the radiologists at Pacific Radiology because we're scanning players pretty much every week for different injuries, and actually the key thing when we get images is that we put the findings of the image in the context of what's happening for the athlete.
So the most common injuries we see from rugby players is probably shoulder and knees, but it can be from all over the body, from bony injuries to soft tissue injuries like calves and hamstrings. I'm Dr. Sam Gain. I'm an investigative radiologist at Pacific Radiology. Radiology's role with diagnosing sport injuries is basically confirming what the clinicians find in their examination when a player gets injured. So they test the patients and then send them on to us and we confirm their findings. We also look at how severe they are, and that can influence their management and also their return to play.
So far as soft tissue injuries go, we try and have no soft tissue injuries because that reflects that complicated balance between the right amount of training and rugby exposure. Essentially, the athletes are so close to kind of their physiological maximum capability that we always unfortunately do pick up a few soft tissue injuries, sort of hamstrings and calf injuries and things like that, but we really do our absolute utmost best as a team to keep them down to a minimum.
We just maintain an open dialogue with the sports medical team at the Crusaders, and we work with them to decide which scan to get initially, but also what imaging the patients might need for follow-up and helping their rehabilitation.
Working in sport, we often have quite unreasonable expectations about timeframes for results. Often that's just because it makes a really big difference for us. So for instance, if we have a game on a Saturday and then we're thinking about, is that player going to be available to play the next week? Actually, imaging, if we can get that over the weekend or on Monday, makes a really big difference because then we can understand if it's safe to proceed through the week to build them back into rugby.
In professional sport, it's really important to get our reports out in an accurate and timely fashion because it can have consequences on how the patients are managed and their return to play.
What's really, really helpful about the support we get from Pacific Radiology is that the radiologists are all impressive experts in musculoskeletal radiology, and they've all got time. We discuss through the injuries and can really get to the details of what's being shown on the scan and put that into the context of what the athlete's presenting like clinically.
At the heart of it, I'm a Crusaders fan, so it's just cool to be involved in the journey of some of these players, and it's really nice to see them get back out on the field and carry on playing for the team.
With our approach here at Crusaders, it's very much an athlete-centred approach. The kind of care for the individuals within the organisation is kind of all important. We recognise that getting them out on the pitch is obviously the reason that the athletes are involved, but actually what's happening for that individual both now and looking forwards is most important to us. So working with an organisation that also respects the athletes within our organisation, the pressures that are on them, can organise things to fit in with their time frames, be flexible for the pressures that these guys have on them when they're in the public spotlight, those sorts of things, and we know they can be safe at handling data and being courteous and looking after players. That makes a really big difference to us.
A lot of parts go into making a successful team, and Pacific Radiology is proud to be a part of the Crusaders team.